Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Good morning to you. It is Coffee Ann time on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. It's Tuesday morning. It's December 12th. I'm Joe Callahan. Ed Cruz here. Good morning to you, Ed.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, y'all.
Linda Tebow's here. Good morning to you there, Linda.
Good morning.
In her beautiful Christmas sweater, Ed.
I know. A different one.
I told you.
Is that
I have a million of them.
Is that a pug?
No.
A million of them. Is that a pug Santa?
No.
No, just regular
plain old
Santa.
Santa.
Santa with the
I
sunglasses
have pug
on.
Santas.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like ZZ Top to me.
Yeah, with the sunglasses.
Yes, Chris certainly
But
could be.
I do have pug sweaters, so.
Do you? Oh,
Is
well,
that
there
a
you go.
Billy
Hey.
Gibbons face on there or what? With the sunglasses and all?
That's right. All right, our first segment sponsor of Coffee Ann is the Carew Investment Group. So take it away there, Ed, for our first message.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group with some simple advice about investing. The truth is, there is no simple advice about investing. The old days of financial uptrends and downtrends, lasting for days and weeks and months long, they're gone. Sometimes trends will last only part of a day before changing direction. And investing is not an activity for those who can't take the time to study each twist and turn for the opportunity that it truly presents. Since 1987, I've seen them all, and I'll invest for you the same way I invest for myself, carefully, very carefully. And it won't cost you a nickel to talk about it with me. So give me a call, Ed Carew, or call my son Paul Carew at 765-8880, right here in Woonsocket. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Linda, we're going to put Ed on the hot
On the
seat
spot.
right again because
All right.
the Feds are making a decision tomorrow
Yes, they
about
are.
the interest rates.
Oh, that time of year again.
Yeah, yep. So, Ed, what do you think is going to happen?
No change tomorrow.
No change. Mark that down, Linda.
All right.
And
they're
the next
done.
time, and they're done. They're done raising interest
They're
rates.
done raising interest
Yes.
rates.
All right.
Okay.
So there's even a possibility next time they might even lower it.
I suspect that probably by June you're going to see the first rate cut.
All right. You heard it here first,
I
Linda.
heard it, yeah.
All right. Very good. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Of course, it could be wrong, and the whole thing could be reversed.
I could be wrong.
But
I hate being wrong.
he's usually not.
You're never
Yeah, so,
wrong.
so there you go. We want to thank Ed Carew, who brought in his usual donation to the Milk Fund this year. A nice check for $200 for the Milk Fund. So thank you very much, Ed. I will pass this along to Dave, who can get it into the account over at Navigate Credit Union to add to the coffers of the Milk Fund. So thank you very much right there. Now, I also want to ask Ed this question. First of all, the Boston Red Sox are about to sign me for a $700 million deal over the next 10 years.
Good.
Good.
For you.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Just like Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I don't know if you heard. I saw this yesterday that Ohtani is basically deferring $680 million of it to the end of the contract. So he's going to live on, what is that, $2 million a year?
Oh, poor thing.
Yeah, that's rough. And then
GoFundMe
get a
page
nice
for him.
big, nice big lump at the end. So either he's very smart, or his agent is very smart, or is this a smart move that he's doing? First of all, Ed, what do you
He's
think?
doing it so that it won't affect the cap on
For the Dodgers?
Yeah, so that they can go out and still get some old guys without going way
Way
over
over
the
the
luxury
salary
cap,
cap.
luxury
Okay.
tax cap.
Wow, smart move. Okay, does this affect?
And he makes enough money on endorsements, So
does he?
Yeah.
In here and in Japan?
Well, I don't know about in Japan.
I don't know what he
suspect
endorses
he makes
here.
money in Japan.
Must
he
be
makes
something in California.
Yeah, he makes money. Yeah.
Okay. It must be a good tax situation to do it like this, or else why do it?
Yeah, I'm
know?
not sure how the tax
Works out?
situation works
Okay.
out. Yeah.
It's bizarre with baseball players.
You usually don't have to pay tax on income until you actually receive it. But
Right, that's what I thought. So he's deferring it until later on. But Did you know baseball players have to file tax returns in every state they play in?
Really?
Yes. So
Huh.
they have to file Fed, and then California and Washington and Texas and Massachusetts, and yeah, they're gonna file.
Every that they play in, not
Yeah.
that they're stationed.
No, that they play in. I read that a few years ago.
Yeah, I'm
So
not surprised.
doing
I
a
mean, if they're playing in, if a guy from California is playing in Boston, he's playing in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
The money that he's earning for that game is in
In
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
so it's tough being an accountant for a ball
Wow,
player.
I was going to say.
It's pretty
that'd make
extensive.
Your head spin.
Yeah,
Huh?
and I'm sure it's the same with the football players and hockey players
Really?
Yeah, I would think so.
and basketball and probably in baseball and
I never thought
baseball,
of that.
basketball, hockey. They play in Canada
You
too.
must, you
so
must pay Rhode Island and Massachusetts like I do.
I do fill out a tax return for both states.
Yeah.
Hmm.
A lot of people
We
have
used
to.
Dave used to work in my Dave used to work in Massachusetts, so we did both. Yeah.
Yep. So okay, well,
Wow.
nice contract if you can get it for Otani.
I guess, huh?
Highest one right now.
Well, he's really something, though, that young
Well,
man.
that's true.
That-
He can pitch and hit and do it both very
They do
well.
both very well.
But is it still
exactly. Well, I know.
$700 million worth?
That's probably not.
All right.
Well, if you break that down, what's that? $70 million a year for 162 games a year, which he doesn't play 162
Yeah.
games, so that means he makes $500,000 per game.
Per game. Wow.
Yeah, it came down like $90,000 a pitch or something
Yeah,
like
it's,
that.
it's like okay,
Yeah,
good for
it's,
you.
it's ridiculous what the amount is. So, but he got it, and they're gonna pay him, and okay,
Yeah. But at least he's good.
yes.
You know, unlike other,
And we just hope that.
How old is he?
was just a kid.
Well, he's played in Japan for a number of years, so I would say he's late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's around 30,
That-
which is
yeah.
when baseball players tend to be at their best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
At
that's
that
what I'm
age,
thinking.
yeah.
In 8
Yeah.
years from now, will he still be worth $70 million a year? And if not, how are you going to unload that contract?
Yeah.
When,
You won't.
when it's a lot of money at the end.
No one's gonna want it. So, all right.
Wow.
Well, I don't have to pay it, so I'm not. It's not keeping me up
No.
nights. So there you go.
No.
So, did you enjoy your cell phone going off yesterday after about around 4:30?
Yes.
Ed, did yours go
Yeah.
off too?
Yeah.
don't
Depending on where you were.
Yeah.
All of us here in Rhode Island,
Yeah.
our phones all went off at 4:30.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, big alert!
Yeah.
And it was the I-95 westbound at the Washington Bridge
Right.
was closed
Washington Bridge closed.
immediately because
Oh,
it might collapse.
They found something. Yeah.
Cracks.
Called it a catastrophic.
It could have been.
Collapse.
Yes.
Did you see the traffic this morning?
No, I didn't.
I was
because-
watching the news early this morning, and oh my God!
And that's been wait till tonight.
and that's yeah. It was
So
wow. A
it's
parking
it's
lot.
the westbound on 195 going into Providence over the Washington
Yeah.
Bridge. You now have to get right now you're gonna have to get off, go another route. But now they're planning on using the eastbound side and splitting the lanes.
Yeah.
What a nightmare that'll be.
Yes. All I could say is wow when
Yeah.
I was looking at that traffic pattern.
So
this
I
morning.
don't normally have to go there in that general direction, and I don't know how many people in northern Rhode Island have to go down there on a regular basis.
Stay
Maybe
away.
you do, but oh my
Work
gosh, you
from
got to
home.
stay away. But yeah, occasionally for whatever reason, you got to go to Swansea,
Yeah.
and that's the only way to get. Well, it's not the only way, but it's the most direct way.
Yeah.
Is to go down 195 right through Providence, and boy, if you can avoid it,
Do something.
avoid it.
Yeah.
Just if you can, and it's gonna be for a while, at least 3 months to
Or more.
fix this. It's
Or
probably it's
more,
gonna be
they
more.
said.
You know it's gonna
well,
be more.
They did say 3 months or more.
Yeah. So it's part of the original bridge, which was built in 1968. These things haven't been touched.
Yeah.
That have
But
cracks
what
in
they
it.
found must have been something really, really, really big.
Yeah.
that they
To
did.
send out those alerts yesterday to
Right.
everybody in Rhode Island to
Every-
stay away. We've closed that side.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was big yesterday.
I didn't get one.
You must have been in Massachusetts or down in Middleborough or whatever.
Well, still, I have a 401 number.
Yeah.
You
I don't know.
I never changed it
But
when
yet-
I moved.
I've got a 508 number, yet I got the alert because I thought because I was in the state.
I don't think that's sophisticated.
No, okay,
I don't know. Maybe.
but
maybe.
you didn't get it.
No.
But I did, Dave did,
Oh, I got
Paul
it.
Bourget,
Yeah.
who we were all sitting in here doing the
Yeah.
milk fund auction, and all our phones went off at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you can avoid it, avoid 195.
Definitely.
Westbound and eastbound. He's going to be just as
Stay away.
It's going to be just as bad. It's just,
Stay away.
and yeah, ugly. So we brought this up a couple of weeks ago, and remember a couple of weeks ago those fun kids at Brown University took over the building where the president is,
Right,
and they arrested 20 of them,
Yes, they did.
and then and all charges were dropped. That is now turning out to be, in my opinion, the wrong thing to do, because they just did the Brown students just did the exact same thing again. This time, 40 students went to the same building where the president was. They were demanding the exact same thing. They want Brown to divest of whatever company is making money off this war between Hamas and Israel. And now 40 people were arrested because they wouldn't leave the building. And I could just picture what is happening on the campus of Brown. Hey, who's ever organizing this, and hey, let's go do this again. Yeah, we're going to be arrested, but don't worry about it. They'll
Yeah.
just drop the charges
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Then there's no issues. Except we're going to be put in handcuffs, going to hang out in the jail cell for a little while. But that'll be fun.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, we get our picture taken, we get our fingerprints, and
Yeah.
we can laugh about it because they're just going to let us go, and then the college will drop the charges against us. Or will they this time?
Or will they this time? The other thing I think that they fail to remember, and I think a lot of young people, even on social media, not even to the extent of doing that and getting arrested, that stuff stays on your record. And someday when you're out of college and looking for a job, and they do, they look back at what's going on or what you would, things like this.
But if the
especially-
charges were dropped,
Well, if they were dropped,
then it's not on your
then
record.
it's not on your record.
So there's nothing there.
Yeah.
So that's why they're not concerned about
Yeah.
this. And they were able to double the number of kids that
Yeah.
went down there and said, "Oh, no, it's no big deal." The college loves us.
Yeah.
They won't press charges. We hope.
Yeah, you hope. That has become quite a national event, though, to see that some of those college presidents are resigning after they.
At Penn, the president
The
resigned.
president didn't, and yeah.
And some people are calling for the president of Harvard to resign. She
because
hasn't
of-
yet
Because of,
of her
because of-
comments.
comments.
And
yeah.
I haven't heard about MIT. They also went down there to
Yeah.
Congress to testify.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard anyone
Yeah.
calling for that president to resign.
Yeah.
But it may be happening in mass. I'm not sure.
Well, that's what I mean. I think there's a lot of that, things happening there besides with these kids doing their protesting.
So the students will face willful trespass charges,
Yeah.
which is probably a misdemeanor. And I don't know. I'm not sure. And as we said before, they want Brown University to divest from companies that are profiting off the war. I really don't think that's up to the president of the college to make that call.
Well, no, it isn't the president of the colleges, but with the arguments against the presidents of the colleges, that they're allowing this kind of behavior to happen.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. Maybe the board will want their resignation.
Yeah.
You think Brown University would have smarter kids, and someone would realize, well, it's not really her decision to make.
Yeah.
So why are we protesting her?
I'm sure they have an investment committee.
Yes. Where do we got all this money? Where should we go
Sure,
to
and
make
the
more
board
money?
and the board of directors, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know why they're protesting at her office other than
Because
we
it
get
gets
no.
them on television.
I guess it gets people talking about it, and
Yeah, it gets people talking about
but
it.
I'll be if all these charges get dropped against these 40.
Then the next time it'll be 80.
That's right. It's just,
Yeah.
well, we could just keep doing this because nothing bad
Yeah.
will happen to it. There's no consequences for
No.
doing this other than, all right, we'll be detained for a little while. We'll visit the Providence Police headquarters, and then they'll let us go.
Yeah.
And then, so make sure you don't have any class that day.
Yeah.
And, no big
Yeah.
test the next day, and you can come and go do this.
Yeah.
No consequences.
Yeah. It's called freedom of expression. But
It
not
is,
trespassing
but not-
outside of the building.
Yeah,
right?
go outside the building
outside the
and
building.
yell all you want.
And express all you want.
Express
right?
all you want, but the building, we got to close the building because people want to go home.
Yeah.
But, and you won't leave. All right, so that's what crazy Brown University. When I went to school at Rhode Island College, when anything bad happened at Brown, we were always happy.
Really?
Yeah, we're like good. We're always good. The big thing happened when this goes back to the '80s. It made it up to David Letterman's show. I remember him talking about it
What
one time.
happened?
Oh, there was a big prostitution ring that was taking place in the dorms at Brown University that got busted, and we were like, fantastic. That was a big
I
thing
don't
back
remember-
then.
See, I didn't remember
You
that.
don't remember that? That was
yeah.
That was around 87, 88, around
Wow.
89 that
Talk
happened.
about working your way through college. Huh?
Well, there were at least a few of them that were doing that. Yeah. All right.
Wow.
So we'll see. Keep an eye on what happens to these 40. All right, Ed. Time for a second message from the Carew Investment Group, and then we'll get to more subjects here on the Coffee and program.
Okay, thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group. Are you retired or retiring soon? Well, that's great. Congratulations. You may be retiring, but your money can't afford to retire. I'm Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. At the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal investment management of client money, especially from the proceeds of their 401k distribution after they leave the workforce. So to find out more about our services and for professional management of your investments, you could call me, Ed Carew, or you could call my son Paul Carew at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed. Thanks. And the Coffee and program will continue here on ON Radio.
Hi, I'm Kathy LaValle at The Honey Shop. Check out our Facebook page at The Honey Shop RI, and there you'll see a whole list of our new classes and lots of fun things to do. You could join us for making limoncello, pizzas, pasta making, cheese making, so many fun things to do and learn.
Thanks, Kathy. Folks, if you love food, you'll love the Honey Shop, right behind the Dunkin' Donuts at Park Square in Woonsocket.
Christmas in New York. The Northern Rhode Island Council of the Arts is hosting a bus trip to New York City on Saturday, December 16th. We'll get you to New York, and the day is yours. See the sights, visit a museum, see a show, whatever you like. The day is yours. Tickets are $90, and the bus will leave from the St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center parking lot at 5:30 a.m. For more information or to reserve your seats, email nrica@nrica.org or call Sharon at 401-767-7432.
The Coffee and panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
We are local and live at 99.5 FM.
It's Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow and Ed Carew. And so, sad news yesterday that came out of Pawtucket is that Hasbro is laying off 1,100 workers. Ed, is Hasbro a publicly traded company?
Yes, sir.
All right. How's their stock looking these days?
Well, I can tell you right now. 'Cause
Give it a-
I
give
don't
it a
really
brief look.
follow that one.
No? Okay.
No, it's not my type of
Stock to buy?
$48.89 at the close.
All right. It's not
And It's
awful.
going to reopen at $46.50.
Yeah. All right.
So I would say,
Yeah. All right. So it's 1,100 from the global workforce, just not all here in Rhode Island. They had 800 layoffs earlier this year as part of a restructuring plan. Layoffs will begin next year. Some employees opted for early retirement. Others will receive compensation and job placement assistance. The Providence office of Hasbro will be closed, and everything will move to their other operation in Pawtucket.
it's funny about those toy companies.
Okay?
You know, the big deal this year, the big movie was Barbie.
Yes.
So that's like Mattel.
Yeah.
You know?
So
And when
they doing okay?
Yeah, before when it was Star Wars, that was,
That was Hasbro.
yeah.
So
So it's-
it goes cyclical, but
Yeah,
you know,
pretty much.
whatever the hot toy
Whoever
is.
the hot
Yeah.
toy is.
All right.
And a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago now, maybe even more, I don't know. Hasbro actually did a movie they didn't do a movie. They were the movie. There was the there's always somebody who sponsors a movie, does a movie.
Yeah, all right.
Well, they were the ones doing the movie.
All right.
It was called Battleship.
All right.
Excellent movie.
I saw a not a documentary, but the History Channel.
Yeah.
They do these shows that says so and so, such and such that built America. Well, one of them was the toys
Yeah.
that built America, and it was the battle between Mattel and Hasbro, and fun stuff.
Yeah.
And how Hasbro started as a pencil box company. They made pencils and pencil boxes, and how they moved into then they moved into toy, and how Mattel started with Barbie, and Hasbro had to come up with something else, and how they went with GI Joe. This goes back to the
So G.I.
'60s,
Joe.
and
Yeah,
how
that
well
was a big one, yeah.
they both did. GI Joe did great in the early '60s, but then the public sentiment towards the Vietnam War changed, and everything was kind of against the army, and
Yeah.
sales fell off the table. That's like, and how they had to make a change, and all of a sudden GI Joe became an explorer. They kept the name,
Yeah.
but now he was on spacecrafts, and now he was in Africa hunting
Yeah.
down lions and
Yeah.
things like that. But the funny thing about Mattel with the Barbie, back in the 50s, late 50s really, dolls were mostly babies,
Baby dolls.
and little girls played with baby dolls.
Baby dolls.
Well, Barbie was an adult,
Right. Yeah.
and because I forget the name of the woman that was running Mattel at the time, she saw a doll in France, and that was selling pretty well, and she thought she could bring the concept back to the United States, and so now she built a doll that was a woman, basically, and how they showed it to test groups to see what they thought, and the women back then said, I'm not going to let my daughter play with this doll. She looks like a hooker. Well, the tight clothes,
Yeah,
the shapely body, the makeup on the
Yeah.
face that was going. She goes, she looks like a hooker. So they had to make a few changes,
Made some
but they
changes.
did, and
did.
kids, the girls loved it,
They love Barbie dolls.
and they still love Barbie dolls,
Yeah.
and it made a killing
Yeah.
for Mattel. So they went back and forth, and and Hasbro said we can't, with GI Joe, we can't call it a doll. Boys won't play with dolls.
Right. Yeah. It's action figure.
They came up with action
Action
figure.
figure.
We got to call it an action
Action
figure. That way,
figure.
boys will play with it. It's
That's
like
right. Yeah.
smart. So,
There were a lot of other companies back then too.
toy companies.
Yeah, sure. Milton Bradley.
Yep.
Milton
And
Bradley.
Kenner had toys.
Kenner.
Yep.
Yeah. They all got swallowed up by Mattel and
And
Hasbro.
Yeah. So,
It was funny when you were saying pencil box,
Yeah.
pencils and pencil box. I said, if there are any young people listening, they don't know what you're talking
what a
about.
pencil box is.
Pencil, but we had pencil boxes. Are you old enough, Ed, for pencil boxes? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now they said, what's a pencil? What's a pencil box? Yeah, we all brought them to school with us. Yes, we did.
You had your own. It's almost like a thermos, not a thermos, but like a
A
lunchbox.
lunchbox with a thermos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone had their own pencil box, huh?
Yes, we had our own pencil boxes. Yeah, we did. We did.
All right. There's an oversight board at Harvard University, and talking about the president up there, they plan to take no action against the president of Harvard, Claudine Gay.
Yeah.
She's been facing criticism over the answers she gave to questions from a congressional committee on whether calls for genocide of Jews violate Harvard rules.
Yeah.
The Harvard Corporation met for hours yesterday, issuing no statement regarding Gay after adjourning. Gay has faced calls for her resignation, but has also received support. They signed a petition yesterday or over the weekend. Hundreds of Harvard professors saying no, she's the best, and we want to keep her. So there's a lot for her,
Yeah.
and there's a few that are against her. So she stays for right now. So that's what's going on at Harvard. And I love seeing this because I think it's funny. City Council up in Boston. Outgoing Boston City Councilor, Kendra Lara. And I think Ed, she's the one that crashed her car. Remember the one that had the kid in the back seat, not in the
No
front
license,
seat,
no insurance.
no
Yes,
ID.
yes,
That's
yes,
right.
yes,
Crashed her
yeah.
car. She was speeding. Okay, same person. She closed her. Well, she lost the primary,
Right.
so she's out as city councilor. But she closed her city hall office yesterday as part of a global strike for Gaza. I guess she's still in until I don't know when she's going to be out. So she posted on social media she decided to close the office in solidarity with the global call for a ceasefire in the war between Israel and Hamas. Laura's office door remained closed at City Hall throughout the day. She lost her primary election for re-election in September and will be leaving office within weeks. And I just don't understand politicians in this country that think what they do has any meaning on what is happening between Israel and Hamas. Do you think they're looking over to see what this Boston City Councilor is doing and we should adhere to what they want?
No.
No. I don't think so either. People say, you must call for a ceasefire. Well, why? They are certainly not listening
No.
to you here in the United States and what you think.
No, but our constituents and possible constituents in future are listening.
Yeah.
And they're going to say,
So it's just a way to get
she
It'll
supported
get her
this,
she's
Yeah.
I'm going to vote
yeah.
for her, or she supported this and I'm not
On the
gonna
other
vote
side,
for
yeah,
her.
okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what it comes down to,
It's getting
how to get reelected.
Sure.
All right, I didn't look at it that way.
Yeah.
Okay. If you were voting for when you're deciding, especially at a local level, maybe not on a national level, but this is a local issue, a local person, Boston City Council or Woonsocket City Council or North Smithfield or whatever.
Yeah.
Are you gonna question the candidates? Where do you stand on the Israeli-Hamas war?
No, not well, yeah. That. No.
Okay,
No.
Let us know.
I,
Ed?
I don't think so. All politics is local, but for a local, like when I was on the council, and if I took a stand, they really don't care. What are you going to do for us in this
yeah.
town?
Yeah.
How do you stand on
How you
this?
gonna fix that bridge?
How are you going to fix that bridge?
Yeah.
How do you stand on taxes? How do you stand on schools?
Yeah.
How do you stand on, for the senior center issue that I'm working on?
Yeah.
But they really don't care. I don't think.
Well, I think you're right.
Yeah.
But what could be a deciding factor is your stance on something else that really doesn't affect you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But something that you agree with or have a strong
Well, and it
opinion
talks
on.
about your background. I remember once when I was, going, because when I ran for office, I was very grassroots. I went house to house and things like that. And I went to one house, and now North Smithfield. How do you stand? Are you pro-life? Or, and I'm like,
Oh, pro-choice. All
I'm
right.
pro-choice. And,
But you don't vote on that.
I know, but I guess it, as you just said, though, it would probably, in their eyes, what is my character?
Yeah.
Am I pro-life or am I free, choice? And it would tell them, about me,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
But, certainly I wasn't going to be doing anything in the town to make a difference.
Right,
That,
right. But
Yeah.
if you've got two candidates,
Yeah.
and you don't feel strongly for either one,
Yeah.
you're grasping at anything
Right.
to let you decide.
Yeah,
And that
Yeah.
could be a deciding factor
Yeah.
for you.
yeah,
I guess it's just that just would never occur to me
yeah,
to ask the person that's running for town administrator
yeah.
something that she has no control over
Well, right.
of what happens in the
exactly.
state.
But and I can't say, I just answered, right away because of what I
Yeah.
believed in, my belief as a person, certainly not as a future town administrator or a future council
Now, was it the
person.
right answer? Did the people
Yes.
were happy with your
They were
answer?
happy with my answer. Yes.
I wonder if they weren't happy, what would they have done? Well, I'm never voting for you.
Well, they wouldn't have voted for me.
Okay, but
probably.
because you came down on what they believe,
Yeah.
they said,
thought
"Okay, we'll vote
yeah,
for you."
Yeah.
wow, that's a deciding factor. Huh?
Isn't it? Yeah. No, I think I really think so.
Yeah.
I really think so. Yeah.
Okay,
Interesting.
yeah. All right, we're going to take a break right now, and more coming your way. We'll take a look at the weather forecast right now, which is being brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
Sunny skies today with a high of 43 degrees. Tonight, mostly clear, overnight low of 31. Wednesday's weather sunny and 40. Thursday, sunshine and 34. Friday, sunshine and 47. Saturday, sunshine and 48. Next Sunday, partly sunny and 46. A chance of a shower Sunday night. And Monday, mostly cloudy with a high of 50.
Currently outside the Navigate Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, we have sunny skies and 36 degrees. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois. Hey, we're in the holiday season, and Wright's Dairy Farm is now accepting holiday orders online at wrightsri.com. Christmas pastry platters, bûche de Noël, and cookie trays, and more are all made fresh to order. Orders need to be placed by December 15th, though. Stop into Wright's Dairy Farm, 200 Woonsocket Hill Road, North Smithfield, for farm fresh eggnog and fresh baked cookies, available daily throughout the holiday season. You can see the full holiday menu at wrightsri.com. Wright's Dairy Farm says, from our farm to your family, happy holidays.
Hey, it's ON Radio's Cruz and Bruce Palmer inviting you to join me for the Saturday Block Party. It's every Saturday from 4 until 7 p.m. when we fill the airwaves with the songs you want to hear. It's a party in every sense of the word, so join me live on 99.5 and 1240 a.m. or bring the show with you wherever you go at onworldwide.com.
All right, it is Coffee In on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us, Joe Callahan with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow as well. And all right, you may have heard about this story, and it's got a whole bunch of different layers to it. And it's the Texas mother that's at the center of a lawsuit over the state of Texas's abortion ban. That's been going on there. Now, the Center for Reproductive Rights says in a statement that Kate Cox is getting health care somewhere else. Her unborn baby has been diagnosed with a fatal condition, but her doctors in Texas refused to end the pregnancy over fears of the doctors being prosecuted. All right? So last week, a court ruled in Cox's favor, but that was immediately paused by the state Supreme Court. The Texas Supreme Court directed the lower court to vacate the order Monday night. Her attorney said in a statement that the case shows abortion bans are dangerous for pregnant people and exceptions don't work. They went on to add before the ruling that she will seek a lawsuit despite going out of state. And I think they're trying to stop her from going out of state to get an abortion.
I don't think they can they?
You wouldn't think they were, because are you familiar with the story, Ed?
Yeah, I've heard
Okay.
the story.
And is that it? They're trying to stop her from going out of state?
That part I haven't heard.
Oh, okay. So maybe I have that part wrong. Because I thought, if I want to go to Maine and have someone work on my eyes, why can't I do that?
Right. I don't think they can.
And if she wants to go to another state that is more open, I guess, with their abortion laws, why can't she? So
I don't think they can stop her. I don't know.
But it's weird, doctors refusing to do stuff because they could be prosecuted over.
Yeah, and sadly he will in a state like that.
I'm sure that's what will happen. Yeah. Even though the baby's not gonna live.
Yeah. Well, it's not just the baby's not going to live because it has a fatal condition, but could her health be compromised because of that? Many times,
Yeah.
that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
That could happen. That it affects her life.
It sure does. I think we'll hear more about that as things move along. Hate stickers found in Cranston. Yep, police are investigating racist and anti-Semitic stickers found Sunday In Cranston, Channel 6 is reporting they were found on some street signs that have since been removed. Anyone with information is asked to contact Cranston Police. It leads to the question, I've asked this before, when did it become illegal to hate? I could sit here and say, I gotta be careful with my words here.
Be careful.
Yep. I
You don't like Santa Claus.
no, I hate all people with pink eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have I just created done a crime? Now I haven't done anything about it. I don't go up to people with pink eyes and smack them in the head.
Yeah.
But I just think that's the way I think. Is it, so should I be put in jail for that? Because that's the way I think. And if I put up stickers on, of course, you're on, it's public stuff, and you're really not
yeah.
supposed to do that. But people put up yard sale signs all the time. But if I put up a sign that says, all pink-eyed people are lousy, is that a crime?
That, yeah.
Things I wonder.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that isn't,
Yeah.
but that has never been used by any group as being a hate crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like the other, like the use of the swastika or against.
It's funny you bring that up, Ed. Okay, this happened a number of years ago at Cumberland High, long after I graduated. But the girl that was part of this subject, she has since long graduated now as well. But she wore to school a necklace, and it was the swastika. And they said you can't wear that. And I thought, well, why not? If you want to espouse, how, in my point of view, if you want to say this is how ignorant I am, and I want you all to know it, well, okay, show us how ignorant you are by wearing that and how stupid you are. But I don't think Cumberland High made her remove it.
What did they say? Dress code.
Well, of course they're going to go back.
Go by.
And of course, the dress code is always so vague. Anything the dress code said, you can't wear anything that's going to be disruptive.
Disruptive, yeah.
In class, and if
Yeah.
you're going to cause a scene, then you no vulgarities and things
Yeah.
like that. But it wasn't. It was no words. It didn't say I like Nazis. It was just the symbol on a
Interesting.
necklace. I guess you could see it. I guess it was high up on her
she
neck
could
that
see
that,
it,
that it was
yeah.
visible to everybody. But and I asked the question then. When did it become illegal to hate?
Yeah. Well, I think it's not that illegal to hate or whatever. It's the action taken after that.
Yeah.
Because of that. I guess if you hate somebody and keep it to a group of people keep it to yourself.
Keep it to
But if
yourself, and everything's
you take
fine.
some kind of an action.
Yeah. So
On it.
so wearing a piece of jewelry is taking action.
Well, I don't know if the piece of jewelry. Well, I think you wear a cross. It's
That could be
it's a
seem
s-
offensive to somebody else.
Well, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But it's a symbol. It's
Right.
a symbol of what you believe in, I guess.
Okay.
But I mean, we have Nazi parties in the United States.
I think we still do.
We still do. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. We still do.
That always
we still do, and that always amazes me that we do.
Well, you got that. You got the Ku Klux Klan.
Ku
you
Klux
got,
Klan, we
you
still
got
have
different
all that.
things
Yeah,
which
we
are
still have
always over history have been associated with hate
With hate, absolutely.
because the victor decides what's hate and what's acceptable.
Exactly.
All
Yeah.
right.
They lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
That amazed me. The very first time we went to go vote in the presidential election, must have been 1984. So there's Republicans. I think it was Ronald Reagan, and
Yeah.
the Democrat was Walter Mondale. And then there's
Oh, that's right.
look at all these other people.
Yeah.
And there's the Communist Party.
Yeah.
And there's the Nazi Party
Yeah.
and the Socialists and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like and the Libertarians. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've never even heard of all these people, but they were all there on the ballot. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
opened my eyes for the first time. Look
And
at
they
that.
don't have to spend any money
No,
or go through any primaries.
nope.
No.
I hadn't heard of any of them, but
No.
I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that this was going to happen. But this is the United States, and anybody can get on the ballot if you fill out the right paperwork and get
get-
enough
yeah.
signatures.
Well, just have to get the signatures.
And
yeah.
that's how it works. So okay.
That's how it works. Yeah.
Taylor Swift is getting a good pat on the back again. We don't hear enough good stories about Taylor,
Yeah.
you know?
But
Taylor
yeah,
Sw-
they lost the last game that she played, though.
That she played. I didn't realize she got into the game,
She was
too.
there. She was there.
I know
was
she. I
there.
know she
Yeah,
was there.
yeah.
A very controversial play, and you don't hear Patrick Mahomes swear on live TV
Oh
too often,
my
but they got him. They got him that time.
Oh my God, they have to hold him back. You know what? I figured he was going to get what did they get him? A penalty or something.
Well, I thought the game was over.
Well, even if the game is over, I don't think you can be yelling and swearing at. Can't they get? What do they?
Well,
they
a
fine
fine,
them. They fine
yeah.
them for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. They have to hold him back. Holy moly! Doesn't like losing. Doesn't like
That's right.
losing.
Taylor Swift is lending a helping hand to tornado-ravaged communities in Tennessee. That's good. That
that's
just happened
good, yeah.
over the weekend. The global superstar and Time Magazine's Person of the Year. Oh, I
Person
didn't realize
of the
she got
Year.
Person
Yeah,
of the
she
Year.
did
Good for her.
get it, yeah.
Has donated $1 million to the Tennessee Emergency Response Fund at the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee. Prior to her rise to international fame as a pop singer, Swift got her start in the country music world. She attended high school in one of the counties hit by a string of tornadoes over the weekend that left at least 6 people dead and dozens more injured. So good for her giving back to the community where she grew up in.
generous.
And she certainly has enough money to donate that. So that's
Tax write-off.
Funny, needs a tax.
right off.
At the end of the year, you need your tax deductions.
Yeah, get those tax. No, but I think she is generous. But she does.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
But it'll help her out in the long run.
Yes, it will.
Right, next year. So, how much money did you donate to charitable causes? Oh, good for you. All right, something's going on in Colorado that's kind of amusing, and the lawmakers are out there. They want to ban, quote unquote, fat phobia. FATPHOBIA. And this will stop employers and landlords from discriminating against those who are overweight. I didn't realize this was an issue that's been going on, but apparently it is. Lawmakers in what is considered the healthiest state in the United States, Colorado, which is weird because they were the first ones to make marijuana legal, but it's also considered, well, they do a lot of skiing in Colorado, so
outdoors.
that'll keep you
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah.
So the lawmakers in Colorado are expected to pass legislation that stops landlords from denying rentals based on weight limits and also puts workplace accommodations for overweight employees in place. The fine state of Massachusetts is considering the same thing, Ed. Mass, New Jersey, and Vermont were all considering similar laws as fat acceptance trends grow across the country. You can be whatever you want. And you can't say anything bad against anything, by the way, or else you'll be shaming them.
Oh,
Interesting.
there's no more fat shaming.
No,
there is
that's
no
bad.
more.
It's a hate crime.
You're gonna hurt their feelings, though, Linda.
I know, but when I look at, like even some of the commercials, and you want to say, you're going type 2 diabetes, heart attack, high blood pressure, and all of those things. For me as the nurse in me, I'm like,
Yeah.
stop, stop this. You're hurting.
But Linda,
They're hurting themselves, and I know it's their choice.
It's my choice. That's what I was
No,
gonna
it
say.
is by choice, and I get that. But but if you look at the other end of it, as the nurse, I'm saying, all these things are going to happen, and you're going to have all kinds of negative things happening because of that. You're going to lose your eyesight. You could have amputations. You could have so many awful things happen. You could die. But on the other end of it, from the money end of it, it's costing a lot of money because so many dollars are being spent on helping people, especially those people that might not be working. You know what I mean? And so,
But you can't. You can't criticize anybody over anything ever again.
yeah. Well, for me, it's not a criticizing, but it's just don't do that.
Well, how often or it's going to come to the point where doctors are going to start getting sued? Remember that it's the old joke. What did the doctor tell you? Stop smoking and lose 10 pounds.
Yeah.
But everything else is fine. If they go in and tell someone now, hey, you should lose 10 pounds,
Yeah.
are they going to get sued for
Oh,
the
no,
whole
no.
fat phobia thing.
No, because the doctor is telling you that. I mean, the research tells us if you lose X amount of pounds.
But he hurt my feelings, Linda.
Well, too bad.
Don't go,
No,
don't go to the
Don't
doctor.
go to the
Then
doctor.
don't go. Then exactly. Then just don't go to the doctor. But first of all, the doctor has a responsibility to tell you all of these risk factors.
All right.
It has to, should be telling you
Yeah.
these are the risk factors if you don't lose this weight. And I mean, it's a fact. It's a fact. It's
I would
science.
like to see in Colorado how they proved that a certain landlord did not rent to a certain person because
Because
that person was overweight.
I mean,
how in the world do you
I
prove
mean,
that?
first of all, I can't imagine it. That is very bizarre. I
Yeah.
don't. I wouldn't
must
know
be
anybody
happening.
that says no, you can't because you're too fat.
Yeah.
Or you're the wrong color, or
Yeah.
you're the wrong sexual persuasion, and I'm not going to rent to you, or whatever. But I've never heard because you're too fat, unless they're worried about putting them on the second floor and that extra. But I mean, it just doesn't even make sense.
Well,
I mean, have people been denied?
maybe it must have.
How
it
do you
must be
enforce
happening.
the rule?
I have no idea. I don't know. And again, I don't know how you prove it.
How do you prove it? How
Yeah.
do you prove it?
But it must be happening a lot more if Colorado's doing it, and states like Mass and Vermont are considering putting this stuff in too.
And quite honestly, I think what we're seeing on television a lot in ads and such, we're seeing just the opposite of fat shaming.
Okay.
There's one commercial that I absolutely hate. Is this young woman getting, she's got type 2 diabetes, but I handle it with this little pill. And I'm like, lose some weight, and maybe you're not going to need that pill. I mean, and the nurse takes over and like, stop it.
Well, they're trying to sell the pill, so.
Well,
they're
I
not-
know they are. I know they are. Just take this tiny little pill,
And
you're
everything
gonna
will be great.
Everything's good.
Okay.
That's so wrong. That's my 2 cents.
All right. We'll take another break here on the Coffee and Program. More coming up. Please stick around.
I'm here in the Floored Family Discount Furniture, and I'm here with Brad. Brad, the cold weather's here, so let's talk about heaters and decorative things for your living room. I see we're standing in front of a 92-inch TV stand with a heater in the center. It looks like a fireplace.
Yeah, so right now is a popular time of the year where the TV stand with the fireplace. We have a bunch of different ones, sizes from 50 inches all the way up to 92 inches. You could have the fireplace on just for ambiance. It has different LED settings, different color settings. If you want it to heat, it has a thermostat regulator. You can have it heat up to 1,000 square feet. So they're really popular right now. They're in stock. They're on our showroom at the everyday lowest price guaranteed here at Family Discount Furniture.
Family Discount Furniture at the corner of Social Street and Diamond Hill Road right here in Woonsocket.
This is Councilwoman Gonzalez wishing you a very Merry Christmas and thanking you for your continued support of the Milk Fund. I also want to take this opportunity to invite you to join me for our Vida Church Christmas Day celebration, Come and Behold Him. Sunday, December 25th at 10 a.m., 120 Prospect Street. We'll enjoy the sounds of Christmas, coffee and hot cocoa, and gifts for children under 12. Happy holidays, and don't forget to support the Milk Fund.
This is Dave Richards. On today's Milk Fund radio auction, we'll put up for bid a holiday rocking horse, a warm matching knit scarf and hat, a lovely Cannonball Express music box, plus our daily North Smithfield historical tree ornament, and lots of valuable gift certificates. So join me, Joe Callahan, and a room full of special guest auctioneers from the Autumn Fest Steering Committee who'll bring in their own nutcrackers for you to bid on. Today from 4 to 5, only on ON AM and FM radio and video streamed for your convenience.
Christmas in New York. The Northern Rhode Island Council of the Arts is hosting a bus trip to New York City on Saturday, December 16th. We'll get you to New York, and the day is yours. See the sights, visit a museum, see a show, whatever you like. The day is yours. Tickets are $90, and the bus will leave from the St. Anne Cultural Center parking lot at 5:30 a.m. For more information or to reserve your seats, email nrica@nrica.org or call Sharon at 401-767-7432.
Coffee and ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow and Ed Carew. We got a note that was called in, 766-1240. Back to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes' behavior was inexcusable after Sunday's loss.
It was.
He carried it on to the podium as well. Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought it was just out on the field. Let it go, compose yourself, and move on. Usually they do that when they go and they meet up with the press after the game. They've had enough time to get it out, go scream in the locker room, blah, 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 blah. And then when you come out to the press, you're like, you say, well, that was bad circumstances and like that. But when you're out on the field and you're talking with your players, and the camera runs up to you, you might not even know camera's in your face, and you kind of just let go with a tirade, which is what happened this past Sunday.
Did he get fined? Did he get
Not
fined?
that I heard of. Not yet.
Yeah, he
so
probably
I don't
should
know.
have. I
So
mean, because
we'll see.
a lot of little kids running around with his name on their
So now
back.
they're gonna have a chip on his shoulder to play, and now they're playing the Patriots on Sunday. But the big question is, will Taylor Swift be at Gillette Stadium?
Well, she might be.
She might, sitting right next to Bob Kraft. Sure.
She's a Rhode Islander, you know.
Well, she's got a house in Rhode Island.
She got a
that's,
house in
that's
Rhode
right.
Island. She might.
All right. More Americans are traveling on planes or by car this holiday season. Travel is still on the upswing after the COVID-19 pandemic. AAA predicts over 115 million Americans will travel at least 50 miles over the last 10 days of the year. It's the highest projection since 2019, just before the pandemic. AAA Senior Vice President of Travel said in a news release that this year's holiday prediction is 2.5 million more than last year. She said more Americans are investing in travel despite the cost to make memories with loved ones and experience new places. So, okay. I'm not traveling anywhere. So I'm not part of this group, but my son's coming down to visit. And
No, he is coming
It's a
down?
4-hour drive, so that's well over the 50-mile mark. So
Yeah.
he's part of this.
Yeah.
He's part of this group. So.
Well, we're going to Southborough.
All right. Is that
That's
50?
not-
Is that 50? That's not quite 50 miles, is
No,
it?
I don't think so.
All right. So, Ed, do you do a lot of traveling Christmas time?
No, not a lot.
Not a lot. Okay.
Come into Woonsocket.
Oh,
So that's 80 miles round trip.
Wow.
All right.
There you
Yeah, so I'm
There
over
you
to
go.
50
There
if
you
you
go.
count them
Yeah,
that way.
there-
I don't know.
there you go.
So that's just be aware. That's what you're going to run into. And up in Boston, they're running ads on television and radio too about Logan Airport. Please,
Go to Rhode Island.
no, that would be
I
funny.
love that one. I think
No, that would be
funny.
Rhode Island,
Yeah.
TF Green. But
Yeah.
Logan is just saying, basically, please be patient.
Yeah.
It's going to be big lines. Get there early, that kind of thing. And so we want to help you get to your destination on time. So
Yeah.
please be nice when you come
Yeah.
to Logan Airport, that kind of thing. All right. Most Americans who are living paycheck to paycheck say they expect to spend about the same or less this holiday season than they did last year. Well, that makes sense. If you're living paycheck to paycheck,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
should spend less. That's according to a new Forbes advisory survey that says close to half say they'll spend about the same. Nearly 1 in 5 said they plan to tighten their belts. And another 30% of those whose paychecks just cover their living expenses with little left over say, hey, we'll spend more. That's what credit cards are for, Ed.
Yeah.
And
No.
we'll worry about it later.
I don't do-
I heard one thing, one of these studies it's yesterday that said that 50% of Americans do not have $1,000 put aside
I saw
if
that
they,
too.
if
If
they
there's an
had
emergency.
an emergency.
I thought it was close. I thought it was like 986 on average is what people have if an emergency comes up.
Yeah, well, he said less than 1,000.
Okay, so that's all we got. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, and so they couldn't handle any kind of major
No.
bump, like a medical emergency or vehicle emergency or something like that. Yeah, that's scary.
It is. It is.
So, and I've seen other funnier things of people not knowing what they're talking about on online. Some person said, "Boy, if you put if you saved $1 a day every day for a year, you'd have $30,000 in the bank at the end of the year." People are just staring at them like they have 3 heads. Like, huh? I don't know. It's a weird kind of. It's a new math, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah, right.
Is that what they're teaching in school now?
That's not
Well, $1 a
quite
day
right.
every day for a year, you'll have $30,000.
Yeah.
at the end of the
I
year.
didn't know there were 30,000 days in a year.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It just
I don't know what
seems
kind
like
of
that
interest rate they're
sometimes.
getting.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Where are you putting? What bank are you using?
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to. I want to. It's like
Wow.
that's funny stuff. Funny
Wow.
stuff right there. So
I want to go to this place.
That's right. Let's see what else is going on. Ugly stuff in San Francisco. Yeah. Sex worker in San Francisco is accused of killing a man who wanted a refund when they told him that that person was transgender. So he thinks he's getting together with a female,
And it's a
and it
fella.
turns out it's a guy.
Yeah.
And I guess he paid ahead of time. Well, now he wants his money
Yeah.
back.
Oh.
And so, no. And now the trans person, she or he shot him.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
No way, that's a hate
Crazy.
crime.
Sign of the time.
It's a hate crime.
It's a hate crime for you.
According to the news reports, the guy that got shot, he has a violent criminal record. Yeah.
Oh.
So, anyway, it's just crazy, huh?
Yes.
Keep track of who's who
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and what pronouns are we using
Yeah.
and like that. So, and there's a bizarre story. You know, doctors over to eat more fruit and vegetables, right, Linda? Because they're good for you.
What?
Fruit and vegetables.
Well, yes.
Okay.
Except not too many fruits,
All right.
because fruits have a lot of sugar.
All right. A third person in the United States has passed away after eating cantaloupe
Oh, salmonella.
contaminated with salmonella. That's right. That's right. 96 people have been hospitalized, and another 230 cases of the illness, these are the people that didn't go to the hospital, have all been reported to the CDC, Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The outbreak was first reported in November 17th of this year, but it's also been linked to 5 people passing away in Canada.
Canada too. Is it the cut cantaloupe? You know how they're all cut up in.
I wish we
patterns?
had more information
Yeah.
on it. I wish I knew, and I
Usually
don't.
that's
problem?
we-
The one
yeah,
that's been cut up
you know,
already?
cut up and yeah. Ready
Why?
for-
Because something was on the machine that cut them up?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's being handled too.
Yeah.
You know.
So cases have been reported around the country, because you can't say, well, watch out if you're in Minnesota. It's happening there. Nope.
Yeah. It's all.
It's
all over,
everywhere.
everywhere.
So across the country, and a recall has been put in place for several brands and the retailers that sell them. Of course, I don't have the listing of the retailers or the brands. So,
Yeah.
but it's just beware.
Yeah.
If you have cantaloupe
Yeah.
in your home,
Yeah.
wash it really good, I guess.
Yeah.
Would that help?
Yeah.
Yeah, it will, but if you wash cantaloupe, it gets kind of soggy.
Or you wash it before you cut it.
Right.
while it's
but
round,
but
you
I'm
know?
talking about the ones that are already cut.
Oh, the ones that are
Yeah, yeah.
packaged?
Yeah,
No,
that-
you can't wash
can't
that
wash
one.
that
and,
one.
and that is where the problem is.
That is where the
You know,
problem- yeah.
you see the package and it looks good and you get it home. It may already be 2 or 3 days old
Yeah.
Yeah.
before you get it home.
Yeah.
And if you leave it in your fridge for another
Yeah.
3 or 4 days,
Exactly.
by that time
Yeah.
it could have gone bad.
Yeah.
Bad, cantaloupe, bad.
All right. Well, just be careful.
Yeah.
It's out there. Now, you think going to Disneyland would be a happy place? Racist comments in a Disneyland bathroom and caught on cell phone video led to an arrest of an activist. Now, Eva Ramirez and her young son were speaking Spanish in a restroom at the happiest place on earth, Disneyland out there in California, when another woman went on an "I hate Mexicans" rant.
Oy.
Why? You know, it stemmed from a disagreement over a bathroom stall. Ramirez shared the video on Instagram, saying she couldn't believe the hatred and bigotry. On Sunday, another cell phone video captured police in Apple Valley, California, arresting activist Alex Enamorado. He and others were protesting outside the home of the woman, expressing racist remarks in the bathroom video. Found out where she lived, went to her house. It's unclear how they learned of the Disneyland exchange and found the woman's address. Google, right? That's how you find things. You find it through the internet. Someone's got facial recognition software somewhere. So, you know, this goes back to, you can think bad things,
But don't
but
take action.
don't take action.
Yeah.
That we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they're talking Spanish in the bathroom,
Yeah.
think whatever you want, but don't start don't go on an "I hate Mexican" rant,
Yeah.
because that's what most people do right away. They'll say, "Wait a minute, stop," and they pull out their phone first. and immediately, if I were to do that, it takes me 5 minutes to get to where the phone is, to get to the part where you have to film.
Right.
I'm so lost at that.
Yeah.
But other people know it immediately, and they get out and they start, and they catch you in saying terrible things, and they say, okay, we're putting you on Facebook, we're putting you on X, we're putting you on Instagram,
Yeah.
and
Right next to Patrick Mahomes.
right next to Mahomes and his rants. At least he was just against officials, not against. He wasn't against a nationality. All right, we got to run. So thank you very much for listening in, Ed Crew. Thanks for the check for the Milk Fund.
Oh,
Appreciate it. It's
I'm
appreciated.
pleased to do it.
Very good. Have yourself a great week.
Thank you.
All right, and Linda Tebow, have yourself a great week. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. My pleasure as always.
Nice sweater too, by the way. Ed, we all should need to get ZZ Top Santa hat sweaters
Yeah, really.
for
Wait till
next time
next week.
with the cheap sunglasses on it. All right, stay tuned for Gary Smith and the Crew. Do you remember coming up at 9:30? Milk Fund auction this afternoon at 4.
Next week's going to have a
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. Over a dozen Air National Guard personnel are of varying ranks at the Joint Base Cape Cod face disciplinary actions. It's related to the 21-year-old airman who leaked classified government documents. The Washington Post also reported it remains unclear why Jack Teixeira of Dighton leaked the information. He was arrested in April and pleaded not guilty to multiple